Hello, friends. When I first started my business 13 years ago now, 14, over a decade ago, I was so anxious before every client session. And I would approach every client session. On the way there, I would listen to my pump up playlist, which, by the way, I still listen to sometimes before sessions because I still get nervous, of course. I would listen to my pump up playlist and I would repeat to myself, if this goes terribly, we will always reschedule. I can always reschedule. If this goes terribly, we can always reschedule. Because I was waking up in the middle of the night with nightmares of showing up to a session and not having any pose ideas, not knowing what to do with people, people looking awkward, people thinking I had no idea what I was doing, my camera not working, and then uploading the photos to the computer and realizing every single one's out of focus. Every single one is just absolute baloney, terrible, and I can't ask people to give me money for these. That is a recurring nightmare I've had for all of the years I've had my business. Every so often, I still wake up with that nightmare, but it's changed a bit over time. Initially, it was before every session. I was just stressed to the max about this. But so, like, the mantra I used was, we can always do it again. We can always reschedule. I can always refund and reschedule. That was my, like, the way I calmed my anxiety, to be like, it's okay. This is not a high pressure situation. And I am very happy to report that in all of the years, I have only ever had one session that in the moment we said, this is not working, we need to reschedule. And let me tell you about that. And this was like 7 years into my business. Maybe it's never come up. It's just never come up. I had one session. We met at Central Park in New York City, and it was a family session during fall. So my schedule is packed, their schedule is packed. We found the right time. And from the minute they got there, their youngest child just was not having it. This poor kid did not want mom to hold him, did not want mom to put him down, did not want dad to touch him, did not want brother to look at him, did not want me anywhere near him. And so we got as many photos as we could get working around him. Photos of the family snuggling where he didn't have to look at me and you couldn't tell he was crying. Photos of his brother, photos of his parents and his brother. We got all the photos that we could get, but every photo I tried to take of him, he went into full meltdown, snot, tears, full emotional breakdown. And finally I said to mom, I'm going to be honest, I just don't think he wants to do this today, and I don't want to force this on him, because the harder I work to force it on him, the crazier his photos are going to look, because he's a toddler. And so if he doesn't want to do this, the more I force myself on him, the harder he's going to fight back, and you're going to see that in the photos. Now, typically, usually, right, 99.9% of the time, even the toddlers who are very unsure of what's happening, take a little time to warm up, they do. By the end of the session, we have a great time. I'm a mom. Toddler parenting was my favorite. I love young kids. I just love the little toddlers. I have a great time with them. And so even the ones that are a bit shy or not really sure what I'm up to will warm up, and I can get some great photos of them and their real personality as they are. But for this little guy, it just was not working. And truly, I think I could have kept going with him, but mom was getting so stressed about what is going on. Why is he acting like this? Like, why is this so hard? And she kept saying, he's my easygoing one. He's my easygoing one. I'm like, don't worry. I also have children. Sometimes they just want to do them, and that's fine. But let's reschedule, please. Let's just reschedule. That just feels like the right thing. My gut was saying, we need to just try this again because we need a full reset on this situation. So we left, and she texted me a few hours later that they got home. He took a nap, woke up with a fever. They took him to the doctor. This poor kid had double ear infections and strep throat. This poor child. So of course he wasn't having it. He didn't feel good, but he didn't have the language to tell us he didn't feel good. And he didn't have any clear signs at that time. A couple hours later, boom, 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 boom. Sure enough, came up positive for all of the things. And mom texted me like, oh, I'm not happy he's sick, but thank God this makes so much more sense now, because I really wasn't sure what in the world was going on. He's not acting like himself because he's not himself. He feels terrible. So we rescheduled for a few weeks later. I met him the second time, and he showed up the smiliest, happiest kid. I couldn't believe what a 180 he had done. Getting to meet him as he truly was like, oh, that's what you meant when you kept saying this isn't him. He's a whole different kid. We had a great session. It ended up being warmer the second time around, which was even better. We reshot all of the photos, even the ones I loved from the first time around. We reshot them. with brother, all the family stuff. And then I combined the galleries and sent them to mom. So she had tons of photos to choose from. And in the end, she had so many great options, and he was such a little doll. And I'm just happy we didn't force him to go any longer than we did, because this poor kid was really, he was on the struggle bus. And more importantly, his mom was on the struggle bus. And I just wanted her to get off of it because I've been there and I know how hard that is. So mom was happy. I'm happy. Everything worked out in the end. And I did not catch his double ear infections or strep throat. Wasn't contagious. So really, I'm the ultimate winner here.